G'day guys, right here, your coffee coach. I've already done an espresso camping video. Now I want to do one on the filter brewers because not everyone needs to have espresso or wants to have espresso. Filter is really lovely, like it just is like a beautiful fruity tea. And so I wanted to do this video to show you all of the filter brewers that I love to take camping. So let's get into it. I'll start off with the very smallest filter brewer ever. This is a V60. It's called the Porigami. It's actually so tiny, it fits in your back pocket, folds right up. It's really good. The reason they call it Porigami is because it is a little bit like making origami paperwork. Sometimes, I think the first couple of times, it is tricky to get it. It's just 3 pieces of metal that they all fold together to make you a really lovely, hang on a second, got to work this out. See, it is a little bit of a tricky thing. There we go. And there you go. That is your V60 brewer. So that just sits neatly over your cup. Beauty about it is that there's no wastage. That's literally it. That's just all biodegradable. You can chuck it in your fire. And then this just packs down, give it a bit of a wipe to get rid of any of the excess coffee stains on it. And that just goes straight back in your little carry case. Ready to be used again next time. If you are going to put the actual coffee and everything in the earth, getting unbleached paper is much better for the environment than bleached paper. Obviously, it does have a bit of a texture and a taste to it, but it's worth it for the environment. However, if you're going to burn it anyway, then you can probably just use the bleached paper. But either way, the Porigami is one of the best little extreme camping tools I've ever had. And if you want to brew a brilliant filter coffee, then the Porigami is the way to go. Now, the next one, you could take with you a V60. That's very easy. However, if you're like me and you don't love making paper filters or taking or wasting paper, and you really want to care about the environment, there is an alternative to the V60 brewer. I did a full video on it. It's called the Serifilter. Serifilter is an old tradition from Japan, goes back hundreds of years. They use a very porous ceramic piece. It sits nicely together over your cup like that. You do not need a filter paper with it. I find you do have to grind a little bit finer because the holes in between the Serifilter are a little bit bigger than you would get through your paper filter. So it does extract pretty quickly. So sometimes you can under extract it a little bit easily. So it's something to be aware of. However, if you want to use something that doesn't waste or impact the environment, then the Serifilter is a beautifully designed. Probably a little bit bulky if you're going for a hike. Can't really fit that in your back pocket. Maybe the V60 one is a little bit smaller, although you do have to carry filters with it. So it's up to you as to which way you go. I just love the Serifilter. I love that it doesn't impact the environment, and I'm happy to sacrifice the full quality coffee of the brew just to help the environment. Aww. I always take this when I'm going camping as an alternative to my espresso, and I recommend that you should have a look at it too. Hey guys, I've got a little bit of a favor to ask you. If you found this video interesting or if you've watched a couple of these videos, I'd really appreciate if you gave me a like, a subscribe, or a super thanks. Super thanks is where you just add a little bit of money, and all the money that I earn from YouTube goes back into buying these brewers and these different devices to review for you guys for later videos. So if you want to support me, that's a really great way to give me a super thanks and let me know that I'm doing a good job and make more of these videos. All right, let's get back to brewing. All right, so another fantastic brewing device that's alternative to espresso is the Delta Press. Now, it looks very similar to an AeroPress, but it's nothing like it. In actual fact, this is much more of a filter brewer. The Delta Press, similar in the shape and design, but that's about as far as it goes. It's really simple. Pop your coffee in the base here. You pop a little paper in the base as well. Now, you just want to fill it up. I'll see if I can get the water to fall in there without burning myself. You don't even need precision scales because the measurements are right here on the side. So if I'm doing 200 ml and I'm using 12 grams of water, 12 grams of coffee and 200 mils of water, I just fill it up to the fill line, and then I don't need to worry about weighing it out. Now, that isn't actually touching the coffee at all, even though the water's in there. Unlike the AeroPress has no room, no capacity to separate the coffee from the water. At the moment, my coffee is dry in the bottom, and until I decide to start extracting it, it won't extract. So I'm going to pop it on here, and all I need to do now is lift it up, and I want to make it 50 ml bloom. So we're just going to go up to 50 mils. And now, as I start pressing it down, that's when it starts activating, and you can see these bubbles popping up the side. It's showing me that the water's going through, and it's starting to come through to the coffee. I don't need to use much weight at all. I only need to press down on one finger, and that starts extracting it. And this whole process takes about 2 to 3 minutes, similar to an AeroPress. And there you have perfectly brewed, precision specialty coffee. Just so easy. Really, I do believe, and if you want to watch the full video on the Delta Press with the inventor Mark Folker, who takes us through his personal best recipes and how to get the best out of it, you can watch that video here. But really, as a camping brewer, alternative to an espresso machine, the Delta Press is one of the best coffee makers out there. Other brewer that I really love because it's super compact is the Trinity Zero. This also was by Mark Folker, the inventor of the Delta Press, and really it just packs down into something that'll fit in your pocket. That's it at its full capacity. You just load this base with the coffee, and that holds up to 12 grams, and then you can put 100 ml in here, press that through, and if you want to, you can keep adding water separately to your brew after you've made it to get it to the desired amount. The Trinity Zero doesn't have the guidelines like the Delta Press does, but there is another version of the Zero, which is called the Pod, which is a little bit bigger and is a true non-bypass immersion brewer. So if you want to go for something a little bit bigger, but it has all the built-in what is it? So if you do want to go with something a little bit more precise with the guidelines, it's a little bit bulkier, but the Pod version of the Zero is perfect for that. Again, it's a filter brewer. I just love that it's so compact. Literally, when you're camping, you could take this out for a day hike, preload it with the coffee inside, pop that in your pocket, and you're good to go. So all you need to carry is with you your massive jet boil. But that aside, you need to have water, whatever brewer you make. And the Trinity Brewer just gives you more space in your backpack to carry all your other camping accessories. There you go. These are some of the best alternative coffee brewers that I recommend any camper should take with them to get a really great brew very easily. No matter if you want to go more into the precision brewing, you can do that with any of these devices. However, if you want to just keep it nice and simple, and these are the products that you would want to take. I'm Ryan, your coffee coach, and as always, enjoy your brew.